Chris, after this series, could you see LeBron going to the Sixers?
I got to be honest. If he leaves Cleveland, he should go to Philadelphia. Now, I was skeptical about this, and I really didn't think he should up until about a week ago because I was like, he wants the ball in his hands. Obviously, Ben Simmons has the ball in his hands. I don't want him taking it away from Ben.
Right.
But I talked to somebody last week who would know, and they said LeBron wants to play off the ball. I said, he's never played off the ball in his life, including St. V.
Right.
And they said that's because he's never had a teammate who was a playmaker for other guys. Like Wade and Kyrie were playmakers, but more so for themselves.
Correct.
And so they said if he has that type of teammate, he wants to do that. Now, it might be challenging, but I said if he wants to play off the ball, it's a no-brainer. To me, it's a no-brainer. You stay in the East. You got a great point guard. You got a great big man. I think with LeBron, they would have the formula to compete with and beat a Golden State. Because with the Spurs, the teams that have beaten them or given them trouble have had size and played big.
You got to punish them down on the block.
Yep. They try to go to that Hampton 5 with Embiid. And LeBron, with his stature, his leadership, he could tell Embiid, there's nobody there right now that says, stop shooting threes. Get on the block. I mean, it's nice he can hit them every once in a while, but get on the block. And here's the thing, too. Now, they would have to, hopefully they could keep Redick. You need shooting. I know he's a free agent. Would he stay for less money to try to win the championship? He might. He might. And then, you got Sarge who can shoot. Covington can shoot.
No, he can't.
Well, he's not a shooter, but,
The regular season.
he's okay. Yeah, okay. All right. And then, could you keep Ilyasova and Bellinelli? Maybe. If not, you might be able to get some guys like that. So, and here's the final straw. They need him. Like, if they had gotten to the conference finals, God forbid if they had beaten Cleveland in the conference.
With that.
I don't think he could have done it.
No.
It would have been the Durant move.
Yep.
Yeah, Durant did it with no problem.
Durant did it, but now he could. I'm not saying he couldn't have done it because you're right. Durant did it, and now Durant gets props. But Durant's not in the GOAT conversation. It's a little different. It's a little more, higher standard for LeBron.
He might be in the best player on the planet.
No, he ain't in that conversation.
I don't think that's a conversation. But, they need LeBron. They need a closer.
Yeah.
I think there was some sentiment.
LeBron the closer?
He's a closer now. He's a closer. And he can teach those young boys. So I think it's a perfect fit if he wants to play off the ball.
You want to go?
No, you can go.
You sure?
Pile on.
No, I ain't gonna follow. I can see it happening because he's about winning championships, and if he feels the Sixers give him a better opportunity than say the Cavaliers, because I've always felt his first option is to remain in Cleveland. But can he attract another big name? Because he knows in order to take down Golden State, you need at least 3 guys.
And next year you got Boston coming.
Right. Hayward coming back. LeBron sees himself in a Ben Simmons. But here's the thing that's working against LeBron and the Sixers. Let's just say LeBron has another 2 years, maybe 3, playing at this level. Can Ben Simmons develop a jump shot by then? Because the one thing that he loves more than a playmaker is guys that can knock down shots. Because that's why he surrounded himself with shooters. They have a specific job. Cal Korver has one job. JR has one job. Guys that play with him normally, they're specialists. Ray Allen did one thing. Mike Miller did one thing.
Well, this would be different.
Yeah.
It would be a differently built team. Because LeBron wouldn't be handling the ball as much.
Right.
As much.
But when he drives to the basket, see, Skip, when he drives to the basket, it's like a moth to the flame. The moth, you think he wants to go to that flame? He knows how it's going to end. So when LeBron drives to the basket, he knows they're coming. So I kick it to Ben Simmons. What he going to do with it?
Look, Ben showed, now obviously he can't shoot a lick.
Exactly.
But he did show he can actually play off the ball with T.J. McConnell.
I agree with that.
He can't.
He did.
Occasionally when LeBron does handle it, Ben will be okay. He posts sometimes and stuff like that.
So I agree with one of Chris's points and disagree with your conclusion. But I do think that last night, as the clock hit zeros, the door swung wide open for LeBron to go to Philadelphia because you are correct. if Philly had done what I thought they would do to the Celtics, and then if they had somehow done to LeBron what I thought they had a real shot at doing, because they are a tougher matchup than Boston will be for LeBron and company, then you can't do, I mean, there's no law against it, because as you said, Kevin did it. He got away with it, and everybody forgot. Oh, yeah, you left Westbrook for that, but he got his ring.
You left a team that was up 3-1.
That's correct.
On the team that you joined that was up 3-1 and lost.
But it's the classic, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
So Kevin Durant got away with doing that. I don't think LeBron could get away with that. It would just be such a horrible end-of-career look. But now that they melted down, not once or twice, but really 3 times in this series.
2, 3, and 5.
It is a situation, silver platter screaming for, you need LeBron James. But where I disagree with you, I don't think you need him off the ball. I think this team needs him on the ball, because Ben did play off with TJ. TJ settled them down and got them organized much better than Ben. I'm not sure he's a point guard. I don't see that. They degenerated. They collapsed. They shot selves in foot because when he was trying to get something set up, because if you have a 22-point lead in game 2 at Boston, your point guard has to get you home in that game. If you're that guy and you're like 7 feet tall, you get them organized, you get shot after decent shot after decent shot, you're going to make enough, you're going to hold on to 22.
Yes.
When you're up 5 with 1:04 left in overtime of game 3 at home, your point guard, or whoever your guy is, who's that guy, the it factor guy, has to say, I got this. We got this.
Yeah, let's get a good shot.
I'm going to get Joel a perfect shot, or I'm going to create a shot in the lane that I can make. And both of them last night, starting at the 8-minute mark, there was this stretch where they're up 2. And I thought they were starting to gain control of the game. And Embiid takes 3 straight, the wildest shots you could ever imagine. And I'm saying, because I'm rooting for the Sixers, what are you doing? And then Ben caps it off. He comes down and tries some dipsy doodle underhand shot that doesn't even hit the rim. It hits the backboard. And I'm like, what are you doing? Because you can't play that way against a well-coached, disciplined, smart team, high IQ team, and win the game. And they didn't win the game. I believe LeBron could take the makings of a juggernaut and take it up a level at his age, 34 and 35 seasons. I think you'd have a real shot at winning the East, and I do think you would have a real shot of challenging Golden State.
Yeah, I'm chalking some of, I mean, you're right about Simmons. In fact, yesterday when they made the run and took the lead, he was on the bench.
Yeah.
It was McConnell. But I chalk a lot of that up to youth. I guess it does maybe remain to be seen. Is he a true point guard, or can he be a true point guard? First year ever playing point guard in the NBA, and he did a good job. Right. You're right. In the playoffs, this series, he looked bad. But here's the thing. I think LeBron, if he goes to Philly, I think he can, let's say he leads them to a championship while he's still the best player in the world, or top 5, whatever. And then as he gets older and they mature, they could win another 1 or 2.
They could.
Maybe then. And I'm going to say this, Skip, and you know I think Jordan's the GOAT. I do believe if LeBron wins another ring or 2, if he somehow won this year, I mean, it might happen sooner. But if he wins another ring or 2, in 10, 15 years, he's going to be known as the GOAT, just like Jordan today. Because
some people think he already is.
I know. The millennials,
like the millennials across
millennial, right?
The 50-year-old millennial.
But here's the truth. Like, because, you know, most older people, Oscar Robertson, I had Clyde Drexler on my podcast, they don't think Jordan's the GOAT. Now, they don't disrespect him. They know he was phenomenal. He was. But they're not saying, they're not putting him necessarily ahead of Kareem or Oscar, you know, some of the guys of their generation. It's kind of this generation that's saying, oh, he's the GOAT. Right. The undisputed. There's no discussion. These millennials, a lot of whom already think LeBron, if they look back in 10 years and, you know, the details get foggy, they'll say, they're not going to say he went to Miami and he joined Wade and brought Bosh. They're going to say he's got 5 rings.
3 different locations.
3 locations. He's been to the finals twice as much as Michael Jordan. Even though he lost, he's been there twice as much. He's got virtually all of the individual regular season, postseason records. Yeah. They're going to think, why is this even a debate?
They're going to be thinking what I already know.
So do you believe that report that came out after All-Star break that some representative of LeBron's was in the Philly neighborhood or area scoping out school systems?
I'm going to tell you, yeah, because initially people saying the initial report was that it was LeBron.
Yeah, and then it got
I was
amended.
told
Yeah.
it was, and this was not from his partners or anything, but I was told from somebody in Philly that it was some reps for him went to visit high schools.
Okay.
So
I think it's got real potential.
To me, it may look, the Lakers would be they'd be great with him and Paul George, but they still in the West.
I know.
Here, why leave?
The only thing that would turn this upside down is if they did go and beat Golden State this year, then he would stay.
You think he would stay?
I don't know. I mean, it'd
There's no way
be
you
hard to
would
leave
stay.
it. It would be.
I think he'd have carte blanche to do whatever he wants. If he led them to this title over Golden State, I'm not saying he wouldn't.
If he led them to a title over Houston,
yeah.
if he wouldn't lead them to a
He
title,
can do whatever he wants at
Are
this
you
at that
saying
point.
Houston's going to beat Golden State?
No,
I don't know what you're saying. I wondered, was that a bet that you were throwing out, or I don't
no,
know.
I'm not betting you anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's over.
We'll see about that. We'll leave
got
it there.
game
Chris,
one.
thanks for joining us. Will we see a brand new Ezekiel Elliott next season? We'll discuss that with Eric Dickerson next.